All right, welcome back to the Washington Football Team Declassified Podcast. As you can see behind me, last game of the season. Washington's now 7-10. Man, this was such a thrilling game. What do you say, Eric?
Boring. Oh, that was awful to watch. And Jake Fromm's terrible. He's so bad. He gave up a touchdown to him, but he's terrible.
Yeah, he made Bobby McCain look good.
Like an all-pro. Yeah,
that should tell you something. Brian, what do you think about the game, man?
Oh, awful. I mean, it was terrible football for like the first three quarters. And then, the light bulb went off for the Washington Football Team. They realized, hey, wait, our offensive line is really good. And they continued to kind of beat down that Giants team. And then that was all she wrote, but very boring game.
Eric, give us an update on your Heinicke meter. Where are you at on the Heinicke train?
Yeah, coach. I started the season, I think, in coach, and I'm ending the season in coach. He's a high quality backup. Want to keep him around as the backup, but they have to upgrade. He was not good today. Holding on to the ball way too long. Still trying to play hero ball. Almost got burned with an interception. Great play by McLaurin. He wasn't accurate today. Yeah, he's fun to watch, but he's also really frustrating. And I still like him, but I don't want him to be the starter next year. And if he is, we've got problems.
We got some issues. And Brian, at the end of the season, players have exit interviews with the coaches. So I want you to do something for me. I want you to put yourself in Antonio Gibson's shoes. You're walking in the coach's office for your exit interview. What are you saying?
I'm saying, Ron, I love you. I love playing here. Please get me a quarterback. Please get me a quarterback, because I think we're at the point now where all the position groups, everybody, defense on offense, we're just waiting for a signal caller who can take us to that next level, and we're not going to get any better than what we are right now, about a 7-win team, 6-win team, until we get a guy who can consistently push the ball down the field, make throws. So if I'm him, I'm telling him, hey, get me a quarterback and get me a offensive coordinator who will run the football a little bit more consistently as well.
I like it. And Eric, you're Terry McLaurin going in there, Ron's office for your exit interview. What are you saying to him?
You have a year to find me a quarterback because I'm leaving year 5. I'm not coming back if there's nobody here to throw me the ball. He's way too good to be wasted with subpar quarterback play. You've got to find somebody to get him the ball.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think today proved more than any other game, or just about as much as any other game, that number 4 is not it. He's not the guy. I think we can let go of that dream. He had an entire season to play and to prove that he could be a starter. You saw some glimpses, but I think you saw more of the reality of what he is. He's a spot starter. He's a backup. He's a guy that can get you through camp. Don't expect much more than that. So 7-10. It sounds like it's not that bad, right? Because it could have been worse, I guess. But Eric, how much stock do you put into us being 7-10?
Oh, you know what's eating away at me is if Heinicke doesn't throw that pick in the end zone and they manage to score, they're looking at the playoffs. Like they could be a playoff team this with San Francisco going up against the Rams. Minnesota took care of business by losing. They were really had a shot at the playoffs, and Heinicke threw that pick that he, even if Bates hadn't been tangled up, it was overthrown, and that was going to be a pick. So that's killing me this week. 7-10. I'm not thrilled with it. Nor should I be. I think this team should have been better than that. This team really should have been probably 9-8. We lost a couple that we should have won this year, including last week. Yeah, it's just, when we're back in that purgatory come April in draft time, we're going to be picking probably like 10, 11, 12. So yeah, I don't feel super great about it. I'd rather, be really bad and get a good draft pick and, have some hope, or be really good and be in the playoffs every year, which would be preferable. I feel like I felt the end of the season pretty much every year under Dan Snyder. Yeah, we're average, we're mediocre, slightly below.
Yeah, we always seem to be here after the last game of the season for some reason, and it's getting old real quick. Brian, the Giants are 4-13. Did this game go the way that you expected it to against them, or did you want to see a little bit more? Or?
No, I mean, on last pod, you asked what the score prediction was, and I was like, it's going to be close. I know some people were thinking blowout. I was like, we're not that good of a team, and right, it held through, true for basically most of the game. It wasn't until late where we started to kind of break it open. But the team isn't good offensively. We're very, very basic. We can't push the ball down the field, but also as well too, there was one play, I think it was it was late, Gibson on the sideline where Heineke threw it to him, but it was late. Gibson had already stepped out of bounds, but that was like the only deep route on that play. All the other routes were like within 5 or 6 yards, and I saw that and I was like, man, like we're not ever gonna progress anywhere as an offense if that's what we're looking at there. So yeah, it was really easy for the Giants to kind of dominate us for 3 quarters. I mean, we really did nothing. It wasn't until late in the game that we really started to break that running game open. So yeah, that part was really sad. I wanted to see Kyle Allen maybe get in there and actually use his arm strength and kind of push the ball downfield, but we didn't see any of that. Ron told us these last couple of weeks that we would have seen Kyle Allen. We didn't. So I think that probably tells you how much they think of Kyle Allen, and that they really wanted to let Heineke finish this thing out. But the offense just wasn't good enough. And as good as we did on defense, it was against Jake Fromm.
Yeah,
Man, he's bad.
He is awful.
Yeah,
So bad.
He is.
He'd start for us. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, when we had that 4th string guy in a couple weeks ago against Philly, it was like that guy showed up off the street 2 days earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, Fromm's had weeks to prepare and he still looked like that. I mean, he was just terrible.
Yeah. Eric, we had 2 guys go over 1,000 yards today. We had Terry McLaurin get over 1,000. We had Gibson go over 1,000. How good does that feel as a fan of the franchise to see those guys succeed?
I like it. And what I really like is that, like, you could tell that the team prioritized getting them their yards. They went to Terry early and often. And same with Gibson. They just really wanted to pound the ball with him, and they seemed intent on getting both of those guys over 1,000. So I thought that's pretty cool. I mean, honestly, with any kind of, halfway better quarterback play, Terry McLaurin should be like 1,300-yard receiver. But whatever, it is what it is. He got close to 1,100. So yeah, good on him. I'm glad the team prioritized that. It just solidifies the fact that those are our 2 best offensive players. And moving forward, we need to make sure that their priorities in getting the ball to them and getting them re-signed, because like I said before, McLaurin's coming up. He's got a year left on his rookie deal, and they need to figure him out.
With the quickness, absolutely. Hey, Brian, Jamin Davis, 8 tackles, blew up the runner in the backfield on one play. Are you walking away from this season feeling better about Jamin Davis right now?
Yeah, I was never really down on Jamin, the player. I'm more so down on the coaches and how they kind of thought about him and how they utilized him. Like, I mean, that 4th and 1 play where he sniffed out that jet sweep reverse, whatever it was, and dropped the guy for like 2-3 yard loss. I'm like, that's the quickness. That is what we wanted to see all year. But we just tried to force him into this Mike linebacker role. And, the coaches should have been able to recognize, hey, it's not working. Let's find out what else he can do. Let's utilize that speed, that athletic ability. He could have been doing that all year, but we refused to do that. We stuck him on the bench, and, we didn't get to see kind of that growth. So I'm still high on Jamin Davis. I think the coaching staff will look at it in the offseason and realize we have to do a better job of putting him in a position to make plays or something better suited for him. And I think next year you'll see a much better Jamin Davis, as opposed to just kind of still trying to force him to into this Mike role. So I'm high on him. I know a lot of people aren't, but I think year 2 will be big for him.
All right, so let me tell you what's bothering me. I'll take my hat off for this because it's really getting on my nerves. Every week we come on here and we say, where's the opportunity for Cam Sims? If you guys like him so much, why is the football not being thrown to him? Why is he not playing more? You know how many catches he had today? 0 catches today. In the final game of the season, with nothing on the line, you got 0 evaluation on Cam Sims. Diami Brown, same thing. Why are the young guys not playing in the last game of the season, where it really doesn't hurt you if you don't win? But we're still not pushing these guys onto the field to see what we have going into year 2. Eric, what's that about?
Well, Cam Sims did have a drop in the end zone. It wasn't a great pass, but he should have caught it. Yeah, De'Ami Brown, he was out there. I saw him on special teams. I think I don't know. I mean, I think honestly, excuse me, that the priority for the offense this week was getting Gibson and McLaurin the ball to get them to their benchmarks. The way Heineke was throwing the ball, there wasn't, I think in the first half, I think Gibson and I know in the first quarter, Gibson and McLaurin were the only two offensive players with any yards at all. And the way Heineke was he was scattershot today. He wasn't very good. So I don't think there was going to be many opportunities for them anyway, because he just they didn't want to throw the ball that much. But yeah, I agree. I think I would have liked to have seen a deep shot to Brown. Cam Sims to get a few more targets, but as bad as the offense was today, and as bad as Heineke was today, I don't know if it was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, it was a brutal affair. We got the W. We'll take it. 7-10 on the season. We'll see exactly where our draft position is at the end of the day. I think we'll definitely be top 15. We'll see exactly where we are, but
depending on how Atlanta does, we are either 10 or 11.
There you go.
If Atlanta wins today, we're 10. If Atlanta loses, we're 11.
There you go. So there it is. I mean, still in position to get a good player. Will we get that top quarterback we wanted? We'll have to wait and see. Brian, any final thoughts on the game?
Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done in the offseason. Ron really needs to take a long, hard look at how involved he was and how quickly he got himself involved. And he's got to look at how they're utilizing their talent. And he's got to decide on the quarterback, and then he needs to go all out to get the quarterback. Whatever route that is, I hope it's through the draft. And if that's the way they go, then, do whatever you need to do to go and get your guy in that draft. But a lot of work to be done in the offseason. Ron, he's got to get started now.
Yeah, I agree with that completely. Eric, final thoughts?
You just witnessed the final Washington football team game in the history of the NFL. February 2nd were the Bearcats. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I honestly felt kind of guilty, but with that last drive where the Giants were moving down the field, I was kind of like, can we just get this over with? And then I realized it's the last game of the year. Like I shouldn't be feeling like this, but this is so painful to watch. So hopefully week 18 next year, we have something a little bit more interesting going on, whatever the team name is. But I'm all in for the offseason chit chat. I'm looking forward to it, guys. It was a great season, I thought, for the three of us.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm biased because I'm one of the three of us, but I thought we had fun. We did a good job. Hopefully, we picked up some listeners. Thank everybody for listening to us this year.
Absolutely. And before we roll out of here, I'm going to read a couple of tweets. We asked Twitter at Declassified WFT overall thoughts on the game. We got a lot of them. I'll read a couple of them. From the Twitter handle at 21 Scott 21 says, let's not use this as any kind of measuring stick to where this team is. The Giants are a terrible team. We still have a lot of work to do on both sides of the ball. I'll take the W though. Brian, that really echoes what you were saying, right?
No, Scott's right on with that. I mean, we do don't get excited that we beat a Giants team on their fourth string quarterback. We barely did that. So yeah, we got a lot to work. Scott's right on.
Absolutely. At Carolina Skin says, like watching the third preseason game means nothing. Just hope nobody is hurt. I can agree with that. We didn't take any major injuries. Felt like we came out pretty healthy and we can focus on the offseason. Bing-Bong is very excited about the performance of Gibson. And he says that today Taylor Heineke proved he is the weak link. Eric, do you agree?
Yeah, pretty much. I see no faults with that. If I were still tweeting, I would have just sent you a poop emoji.
And Brian at Washington Mose says Giants are the new Browns of the league. Washington football team era ending in a W, and the QB hunt starts tomorrow. You on board?
Absolutely. Giants 5 years of losing records, clown head coach talking about other teams, and then his team gets embarrassed. Yeah, let's get to the draft. Let's find ourselves a guy and then go have a season next year.
All right. And we're going to finish it up like this. Eric at Daryl Wetta says this win does nothing to make up for what a disappointment this season was. Are you on board with Daryl?
No, man, I'm an optimist. It's a win to end the season. We don't have to go in with a crappy taste in our mouth. It doesn't really make me happy about the season, but at least we didn't go out losing to that crap team.
Absolutely. All right. And I am going to echo what Eric says. Thank you to everybody that rode with us throughout the season on the audio platforms. If you're not, make sure you're subscribed on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, WFT Declassified, anywhere you can get podcasts. And go ahead and dial in on the YouTube channel that you're watching this on right now. Subscribe. We're just getting started. The off season is the best season. If you're a Washington fan, you know that. Stick with us, man. We got a lot more coming. Peace.